Alright, it's time for part 2 of our NetNavi design reactions. I've seen these all in the past before when I played the games, but I just thought I'd give you my opinions on them, because why not? Mega Man, as we all know, looks dope, love it. Dark Mega Man, not much to say. I really like the color palette, the different shades of purple, big fan of purple, with the like fluorescent, I think that's the right word, pink sword, very cool. I really like Guts' soul. It's just big and tough looking, huge fists. Like, he could take a mega cannon to the head and just shake it off. I love it. Very cool. Here's some concept work. Nice. Heat Man or Fireman. God, I always get it mixed up. Ever since the anime changed Fireman to Torchman, I get it all confused now. Fireman, I really like this design. Very cool. I'm glad Mega Man didn't lose his hands, tell you that, like Fireman did. But he's got that like flat scalp with the fire coming out. Very cool. Some concept works. Yeah, you can see the thing at the top there. Very nice, very nice. Roll Soul is okay. Not my favorite by any means. I do like that it's got like the 4 antenna instead of 2. It's alright. Wind Soul, I'm not a big fan of it. I hate it. Don't really care much for it. It's got a nice color palette, but that's about it really. Yeah. Search Soul, I like. Now, admittedly, the color palette on this one not quite as nice. But I love the thicker kind of like feet and legs. The huge like gun arm. He's got the scope with the antenna. Very, very, very nice. I wonder if it's in here. I saw some concept. It's not. I saw some concept artwork earlier today where instead of having a gun arm, it was like a huge cannon down the side of Mega Man's arm. It was very cool. It's a shame it's not in here. Yeah, I kind of wish there was like more of a camo like look to his body instead of just like mute green, but what are you gonna do? Thunderman Soul or Thunder Soul, I'm not a big fan of this one. I'm just not. I like the orange against like the purple or / dark blue, whatever you want to call it, but I'm just not a fan. It's not a big fan. I kind of like the cloud idea with the lightning, but yeah. Aqua Soul's okay. It's got nice blues. Their segmented water parts alright. Not one of my favorites either though, fortunately. I like the kind of like raised collar-like thing going on. That's pretty nice. Yeah. I'm not sure about the poncho-like bit. I don't know how I feel about that. Yeah. Numberman Soul. I like Numberman Soul's design. I think covering Mega Man's eyes was a big smart move. I wonder if it's in the concept artwork. Yeah, like this stuff, it looks kind of weird. Yeah. So they made a really good choice there. I like he's got like the bigger backpack as well. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Metal Soul. Oh my gosh. Oh, I love Metal Soul. It's so good looking. Oh, I saw a concept artwork earlier today where he had, oh, we'll go too far, where he had like a mohawk instead of 2 blades on his head. I much prefer this over the mohawk, but damn, those fists look so cool. Love it, absolutely love it. Unfortunately, I've never had the chance to use it in my game because I haven't played that version, but maybe we will on stream, maybe. Right, onto Wood Soul. I kind of like Wood Soul, honestly. It's like what we said with Woodman. Like, what do you expect? You know, he's like, he looks heavy. Clearly, he's very wide, but it's what you would expect from like Wood Soul. I reckon. I like it. I like it. It's not one of my favorites, but I like it. The double antenna. I like the little one sticking out of his back. Or the tree on his head. Junk. Another one I've never had to use, or never been able to use, but extremely cool. I love this one. I saw a concept art where he had like dreadlocks. Not a big fan of that one. This one's super cool. I love that he's got like the loose cables from his back. He's got like the heavily armored head. He's got like these big flat feet. I like the color palette to it as well. A lot of different grays in there, but with some like yellow to like really bring it, like make it pop with the red as well. Very, very nice. I like that one. Very cool. Protosoul. I feel like there's not much to say about Protosoul. It looks alright. It's pretty cool. It's not one of my favorites, to be completely honest. I don't feel much for it. It would look good if like he had, instead of like the wristband shield kind of a thing, if he had like an energy shield in front of it, that would look really cool, I reckon. Like, yeah, like from those two little like gaps, it like projects like a shield. That would be cool. It's cool that he's got the longer hair as well. That's a nice touch. And the green visor over his eyes, very nice. I mean, it's pretty cool. It's not one of my favorites though, but it's not by no means a bad one. I like the nice little point, the downward point on his center emblem. Very nice. Little touches like that are very cool. Yeah, no, just no. Windman, pretty cool. Is it Windman? I think it's Windman. Let me check. Windman, yeah. I was like, is it Fanman? Is it something else? Windman's pretty cool. I don't know what to say really. I like the colors. I like the green along with that yellow. He's quite tall, elongated. The fan shoulders. That's probably my favorite part. Is the fact that his shoulders are just massive fans. Again, I like that he's tall and slender. You know what else I like? I like that he's got that knight-like mask, as you can see in the lower right. I really like that. His hands up, praising the sun. From the side view, he looks really cool. The more I look at him, the more I like him. I feel like that pose is maybe not the most flattering, because I like this stoic like appearance on the left and the lower right. That's cute, but no, that's all right. I'm glad it wasn't that though. Search Man, see, here we go with a camo design. Right, just like with Search Soul, I love the bulky legs. His legs are the tripod to the scope, you know, very nice. It's interesting that he's got like the orange hair as well to contrast off the green. That's very nice. Yeah, I just love the legs most. I think most of all, I think the camo pattern and the bulky legs really lend a lot to this design. Yeah, he's got the little microphone as well. That's a nice touch. Here's some more. Ooh, sand camo. That would have been cool. That would have been cool. Well, I like that haircut. Yeah, I like that one. Is this... Oh god, Aquaman. Yeah, I was like, is it Windman? I can't remember. Aquaman's adorable. Oh my god, that's so cute. I kind of wish he was like that. But that is more cute. Aquaman, like, he's adorable. Absolutely adorable. Love it. Oh god, what the hell is that? Aquamum. What the... Junkman. Is it Junkman or Scrap? Yeah, I was like, is it Scrap? I really like Junkman. I like that it doesn't like conform to the typical Navi design. So like, what's it called? Where we passed him by? Windman. He's more like what I would consider a more atypical like Navi design. But the ones that are more bulky or monstrous or less humanoid really stand out. And I really like this design. Very cool. I like the red cables for the hair. The fact that he's just got these glowing eyes. Much less of a face going on. And just big monstrous like retro-like claws. Very cool. That's a creepy one, I'll tell you that. not the Junkman. The slender blue guy here. I kind of like that one as well, but I'm glad they went with. Look at the Shrek antenna. I'm glad they went with this over that or that though. Proto Man looks dope. I think we talked about him last time. Sparkman, I really like Sparkman's design. Big bulky robot. Orange. He's got the little like thing on his head. I think like the original Sparkman did. He's got the spikes on his elbows. Really nice. Yeah, with his little bits of like green on his legs to kind of highlight the yellow and the orange. I really like it. I like that he's just got the eyes as well. Like there's no mouth to it. It's just eyes. Very cool. See, that's more like your typical kind of like slender Navi design. And I don't hate the slender kind of like look, not at all. But it's really nice to see some bulkier designs on occasion. There's his ass. Yeah, no, Top Man looks amazing. Absolutely incredible. I love Top Man. The fact that they do the character is such a meme. Like such a silly idea that they would be like, okay, well let's take this in this direction. It makes him brilliant. Look, his teeth coming out of his mouth. I almost wish there was a Top Man soul. That would have been so funny. Love Top Man's design, absolutely love it. I like the color palette on it as well. He's got the cane, super dope, love it. Is this Video Man? I think his name is, or is it, yeah, it's Video Man. I was like, is it VHS Man? Video Man's an interesting design. I like his color palette. The black with the kind of like more muted green, I guess, and the flat like feet, that's pretty cool. His hands are really strange. Not in necessarily a bad way, but like the tape between them. It's a really interesting choice, is that. I love that his shoulders are different designs as well. That's really cool. Yeah, that's another one. I don't remember much about this guy. I don't like that one, I'll tell you that. Burner Man, right? Burner Man, yeah? Burn Man. I don't care for this guy's design. I kind of just don't. Of all the fire type Navis, nah, he's one of my least favorite fire type Navis. I don't know what it is, man. Because I like Burn Man from Mega Man and Bass. I think it's Mega Man and Bass. I like him in that. But something just doesn't click with me in this look. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that looks dope. I was like straight up, that looks sick. That looks creepy. Yeah. Not a huge fan of this look. It's not the colors, it's not the hands either. I think it's like the shoulders, chest-ish area. I'm not sure. Not a huge fan. Kendo Man. I don't really care for much for Kendo Man. He's all right. I mean, he nails what they're going for, you know. Kendo Man. He looks the part, but not a big fan. Is this Cold Man? Is Cold Man? Yeah, Cold Man. Cold Man's great. I'm not sure why they put like a temperature on his crotch, but he's got like little sandals going on. That's cute. I like the scarf the most. The scarf is my favorite part of this whole design. It lends so much. It gives so much to the look at that. It's on his head. It gives so much to the final look. Oh, I like that one. He's got like the hat. That's so cute. Shade Man. I don't much care for Shade Man, to be honest. That one's weird. Yeah, I just kind of don't care for Shade Man. To me, he's always felt a bit weird and out of place. I don't know what it is. He doesn't quite feel like a Net Navi to me. Not just looking at it now, but just like thinking about the playthrough of Battle Network. Is it 4? I think 4, yeah. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of him, really at all. Yeah. Laser Man looks pretty dope. I like that the thing on his stomach is just like the colors of light. He's quite an interesting design. I like the colors. Like he's just gone like black with neon blue. He's very different from like all the other Navis, you know. I think I could be mistaken, but I think he was a fan character that got like turned into a character in the game in a competition. I think. I'm not entirely sure on that. I'd have to do research. Yeah, I like that he's got these like I don't know what you'd call them, tubes or whatever on his back. Pretty damn cool. I like that he just feels very different. Which is weird, because I don't like this guy. So I don't know. Duo. Duo is pretty cool. I like he's got different shoulders, like the OG Duo. He's got that kind of like somber-like look on his face. It looks kind of angry somber to me. I like the color palette again. They've gone for like lots of white with some blue and green highlights. Tiny bits of red. I like that. It's very cool. He looks a bit like a Transformer. Not necessarily a bad thing. He kind of like has this, Jesus. Like there's something different about him to other Navis, but it works for his character. Like, unlike this guy, we're gonna keep going back to Shade Man. Like it works for his character because of the story of the game, in my opinion. Though, granted, it was 20 years ago when I played the story for the first time. Oh, that's Duo. He's got like the Shogun like samurai thing on his head. Some interesting. He's got abs on that one. Damn. Oh wow, he's got hair in that one. Interesting. Base. You all know how I feel about base, right? That's Battle Network 4. We're gonna move on to the next one. What do we got here? Let's see. Battle Network 5. Come on. This guy. I don't know who that is. We've already talked about Protosoul. I'm not really going to talk much about the dark versions, because generally speaking, I think the colors for the dark versions they're either okay or not great. In general, Magnet Man, all right. Magnet Soul, I don't really feel much for this one, to be honest. I don't hate it, but I really don't love it. Like really not much at all. It just kind of is a thing, and it's like, okay, yeah, not a big fan, really. I like the color palette, but yeah. Oh, there's some Magnet Man stuff. Look, he's got the like, look at the antlers. I like that one actually, on the far left, where he's got the magnet around his chest, like his upper chest. That one's really cool. I kind of wish he was like that. That's way cooler, I think, than the parts on his arms. I like his flat fingers. You can't see that in this, but in that version, he's got like flat fingertips. That's a nice touch. I like the colors of the feet, the white and the red. But yeah, I like the one on the far left there. That's much better, I think. Gyro Soul. It's pretty cool, honestly. It's a nice vibrant yellow. I like the huge fan on the back with the screen-like helmet and the antenna on the sides. I like the color purple. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Napalm Soul. I like Napalm Soul a lot. The massive cannons, huge shoulders, big like flat feet to stay in place, the heavy armor on the head. Very cool. I like that color palette. I don't like the head and chest on that one. It works on Napalm Man, but less so on Mega Man. There we go. Has he changed? I feel like there's been some very minor changes to this soul. Not much to say about it. Oh, I bet that's based off of the desert version. Medisoul, I don't really feel much about this one, honestly. Not a big fan of Medisoul. It's an interesting soul in the games, but from a purely like aesthetic point of view, but yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Medi in general, but we'll get to that later. Colonel Soul is dope. I like this. He's got like the beard going on. I like that he's got like the face coverage. He's got the sword arm as well. The colors are really nice too. I like the big flat feet too. That's really cool. Yeah. Colonel Soul's pretty dope. There's no denying that. Night Soul, it's alright. I like the visor. He's got a mohawk. I like that he's got the weapon arm, the shield. That color palette's okay. In fact, it's pretty nice actually. Yeah, it's not bad. It's alright. Yeah. Shadow Soul is sick. Shadow Soul's great. Namely, I think, like the colors. He's got like the headband. It's great to see like a character that's been a villain since like the original Battle Network game. And it's like, oh, now you can merge them. That's pretty cool. I like that a lot. Very sweet. Not a fan of that color. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. Not much to say about it. It's just a really good design. I like the spikes on the shoulders. I like the headband. I like the head piece goes back into like the point. Nah, not that one. Tomahawk Soul. Tomahawk Soul's pretty cool. I've never had a chance to use it, I think. He's got like the long hair. That's pink one. It's alright. It's a pretty cool design. Not one of my favorites. I like the larger feet. The head like feathers on like one side. The axe. It's just like a straight up axe. It's not even like a weapon. It's just an axe. It's pretty cool. Number Soul. We've already talked about this. That's alright. It's nice colors. Toad Soul. Not a fan. Really. But then I feel like Toadman as a character, as a Navi, doesn't really lend itself well to Mega Man as a character. Like, it's kind of a weird like cross. It's alright. It's not great. Nice colors. That one's kind of funny though. I almost wish we could have seen that one. Oh lord, this is so dope. I love it. The mini cape, the like the neck scarf thing. He's got like the purple on the feet. He's got like the purple under and above the eyes. Very, very cool. I really like the base cross. Yeah, I've never had the chance to use it in a game yet, but hopefully when we get to Battle Network, what, 5 and 6, we'll check it out. Super, super cool. Love it. I prefer the yellow, I think. I like those back parts, just like base has. He's got a longer cloak there. It's just hub. Proto Man, Magnet Man. I think we've already talked about you before, haven't we? Yeah. Gyro Man, it's pretty cool. I like this design because you probably know this, but this guy can transform into a helicopter. So he's a bit like a transformer, I suppose. So in that regard, that you don't see like any other Navis, to my memory, do that. So that's pretty sweet that he can do that. He can turn into a helicopter, and as such, his body actually has to have like these really thin legs and the fans in his ankles. Really nice, really cool. The blue's not bad, but I prefer the yellow. Napalm Man, I love Napalm Man. We've talked about him before. We've talked about Search Man a bunch of times. Yeah, he has like grey knees there, where we saw him with yellow knees before, didn't we? Medi's alright. I don't hate her. I don't really care much about her. I think it's funny that like there's a rival love interest. You know, because Roll's obviously like the pseudo love interest for Mega Man. And now like Medi shows up and she puts the moves on him and they fight, and that's really funny. The hair in the bun, it's really cool how they've done that, I think. The hair coming down the sides, really nice. I don't care much for the elbow piece, whatever you want to call that, the part that sticks out. The flat feet are pretty cool, you know, with the heels. It's just alright, it's alright. I don't really care much. She's got that sly expression that's very Medi. That's a funny one. Oh, the glasses look good. Colonel looks great. I like the dark blacks with the yellow, the orange highlights. He's got this vibrant red arm, or whatever you would call it, like the hilt of the sword, which is his forearm. Really pops against the rest of him with like the muted bluey green like cloak and the pointed sticking out like dark hair. Very, very cool. Very, very good design. Yeah. Super sweet. Super, super cool. Okay, we're in pain down there. Oh, look, he's got the old hat, like the old one. The old, I don't know, the original Colonel. That's an interesting one. It's got like a visor. Yeah, I think they of all the concept artwork, like, they really nailed it with this design. Absolutely. Nightman, we've talked about Nightman before. Shadow Man, we've talked about him. Tomahawk Man, I don't know if we've talked about him before. Tomahawk Man looks great. I like how he's always got like so much energy and he's always pumped to fight. I like the big bulky feet. The headdress is massive, but it looks good. I like the vibrant red like bandana. It looks great. He's just got an axe again, super cool. Yeah, I love that energy he gives off every time. He's always like itching for a fight. Oh, that's like a bit more of a serious, more mature look. Numberman, we talked about him. Toadman, we talked about him. Excuse me. Who's this guy? Gridman. Gridman's alright. I like the arm, actually. I like his right arm. Why is it? I don't know why it's in this like circular, I don't know what you'd call it. Like, it's as if his arm is just like a collection of Roombas. That looks pretty cool. I like his shoulders as well, actually. And the more I look at him, and the spiked helmet, he's just got the eyes. There's no mouth. Got these big spiked boots. You know what? The more I look at him, the more I think I like him. Not one of my favorites, but I think they nailed it again. You know, going for like an American footballer. Pretty sweet. Swallow Man. I'm sorry to whoever created Swallow Man. Sorry, Lark Man. Why did I think it was Swallow Man? What the fuck? Lark Man. I don't care for it. I think the blue and the red looks nice, but I'm really sorry. I don't care for Lark Man. I'm sorry. Wait, is this Blizzard Man? Yes, it is. I love Blizzard Man's design. He's got like the puff of fur at the top of his hat. He's got the blue bandana. Again, he's got no mouth, just eyes. I love the colors they've gone for with the snowy white, with the blue strip and the orange upper body. He's got like the skis. He's got big gloves, which his arms like go into. Very, very sweet. Very awesome design. Very sick. It's just a big grin. Is this Thunder Man? The Cloud Man, of course. Cloud Man. I don't really feel much about this. I like the colors they've used again. Like, it's a nice combination of colors. That one looks crazy. But I'm not a big fan of it, to be honest. This doesn't really appeal to me. It's cool that he's a Navi without like a lower half. That's pretty cool. That's fairly unique. But I don't really care much for him. Right, who's this? Is it Cosmo? Cosmo Man. Wow, I can't believe I remember that one. Cosmo Man looks dope. I'm not a big fan of like the antenna things on the side of his head, but the fact that his default like body has like the stars and whatnot in it, that's really cool. He's got like the rings around him as well. That's pretty cool too. The yellow, I'm not a big fan of the color, the shade of yellow they've used, but it's all right. The thing I like the most about him though is the body. It's like all stars and that. That's really sweet. Yeah. And there's Nebula. Is it Nebula? Nebula Grey. Yeah, Nebula Grey. Nebula Grey is really interesting, boss. To my memory, he's the first final boss that is like the least robotic and least electronic looking of the lot, which is really interesting in a way. I seem to recall he's like the soul of Wily or something. I can't remember. But it's an interesting idea that they've gone for like this non-digital monster, if you see what I mean. It's pretty cool. Base looking awesome. All right, we're on to Battle Network 6. All right, where are we at? Mr. Match looking like a boss. Love Mr. Match. I'm so glad that Mr. Match kept coming back throughout the whole series. He's like one of the most, if not the most recurring villain of the whole IP, like the whole series. I really like Mr. Match. Also, Miss Farron, very cool. Very cool. Let's not get sidetracked. We don't have all the time in the world. This guy. Who's that guy? Mr. Press. Who's his Navi? I can't remember. I don't remember him. That's exciting. I'm looking forward to that. All right. Heat Cross. I freaking love this. Right? Those big hands with the like flame exhaust, the flame antenna, the covered mouth, the color palette of like the steel gray with the kind of like orangey yellow, the tubes. Love it. Absolutely love it. Super cool. Plus also Heatman's back. Amazing. Sick. Heat Beast. What's there to say? It looks sick. Like all the beast forms are probably going to be sick. It's got the thorns, like the spikes on the tubes. It's got the spikes on the shoulders, on the jaws coming around the sides. It looks dope. Looks dope. But like all the beast forms are gonna look dope. Yeah, I love it. Slashman. Slashman's an interesting one. This is the Slash Cross anyway. I really like it, but at the same time, it's kind of an odd one for me. It appeals to me because it's just like big honking claws, but beyond that, I'm just kind of, oh, okay. Yeah, in terms of like, this is Slash Cross in particular, but in terms of Slashman, he's like an interesting one. Don't really feel much for him, but the claws look sick. Yeah, Mega Man big sweet claws. Love it. Beast mode. It just looks great. That looks dope. Just this huge freaking claws. I love the spike on his shoulder. Very sweet. Elec Cross. Adore it. I absolutely love it. For all the same reasons that I love Elec Man. It's like now we get to have a powers. Like we get to merge with Elec Man. That's so cool. Yeah, it's fantastic. Elec Cross is one of my favorites. The huge like spikes coming out of the things on the back. So good. So good. So sick. The black and the yellow with the red highlights. Love it. This is a Raise Cross, isn't it? A Raise Cross is such a weird one to me. I think a Raise Man is like a Hitman, I think. Can't remember. But the fact that like Mega Man like becomes friends with him and is able to like take his use his powers, I've always found it so weird. It's like, dude, he's a hitman. What are you doing? Get away from him! Like Mega Man, what? It looks sick though. I like the chains around the wrists, the eye shoulders with the spikes looks dope. The big plume of like hair and the red horns look very cool and that very like muted purple, very sweet. I really like it. The design across. Yeah. It's a really cool cross. Beast Cross looks dope as well. Bigger shoulder spikes, chains out the back. We got bigger like horns on the head, huge hair coming out. Like, oh, so cool. Love it. It's one of my favorite ones. Beast Cross, super sweet. Right, this is Charge Cross. Charge Cross, I'm not a big fan of. I don't really care much for it. Yeah, I'm not a big fan. The Beast Cross looks infinitely better than this one. I'm not really a train guy, but this looks dope with the spiked shoulders and suddenly the carriage on the back is like spiked as well. Oh, very cool. Yeah, look at that with like the spike on the front too. Yeah, Aquaman, Aqua Cross even looks pretty cool. It looks all right. It's got a nice color palette. Never had the chance to use it in the game, I think. Then you've got the Beast Cross for that. It looks all right. I like the colors again. The light blue, the light yellows. Not much to say about it. It's kind of a weird angle. You can't really see too much from that perspective. There we go. It looks all right. I like the large, like, I don't know again what you'd call them, but like a antenna on the head. I like that a lot. Yeah. Tengu Cross is dope. It's really cool. I like the color palette they've gone for. The large fan, the big like nose of the Tengu becomes like a horn almost. The hair is like longer out the back of the head, and like the wings going down. Very cool. Tengu Cross is very cool. Really like it. And then there's the Beast version, which is dope. It's like the perfect choice for Tengu Cross, and Tengu Man is the perfect choice for like Falzar. Just the fact that they're both like aerial beings. I like the shoulders that they come up into points. The horn is suddenly longer and tilted upwards at the tip. It's very cool. Yeah, super dope. We haven't talked about this, have we? I can't remember. Is this different? I don't know. No, we have talked about this, but it does look slightly different. This time he's got like the thing in the middle of his head instead of the side, which is pretty cool. I like that. But there's not much more to say about it, really. This is dope. I like this. Oh, yeah. The helmet looks a bit like a beak. Very sweet, very sweet. Yeah, yeah. It's like super bird-like, yeah. Very cool. They've done a fantastic job on this. Ground man, right? Is it ground cross? I keep saying man, and I know it's the cross. I really like ground cross. I kind of wish it was in the Gregor game. Big, huge fists, big, bulky shoulders, really nice orange and like metal grey. He's got like the lamp on his head. It's very, very, very cool. Extremely cool. Love it. Absolutely love it. I love this one as well. Oh, dude. How can we make these really big, awesome shoulders even sicker? So dope. Absolutely fantastic. One of the best Falzar transformations, I think. Yeah. Oh, Dustman. We're Dustman. I really like Dustman. Dust Cross. God, I keep doing that. I really like Dust Cross. He's got like the huge mouth on the chest. The kind of tube that comes off the back onto the top of him, or on top of his head. He's got like this like knuckle duster things going on. The color palette's nice. Love it. Absolutely sick. The beast form, he's just got huge teeth on the... Well, he's got even bigger teeth on the chest. Look, he gets even bigger, spikier knuckle dusters. Damn, that's sick. Oh, I like the wings on that one too. Very nice. Oh, that looks so good in concept art. That looks so, so good. Oh, yes. And the little spiked points on his head. So good. Right. We didn't get to talk about this one yet. I love this one. The standard beast cross. Is it just, yeah, Gregor Beast Out? Yeah, that's what it's called. This looks so sick. His mouth is covered. He's got this large collar. He's got claws behind his hands, which are also spiked. His fingers are pointed. He can breathe fire. I like the little star on his head. Super cool. Super cool. I can't wait to play it in the games. This one's pretty cool. I prefer the Gregor one because I'm not a big fan of birds in general. I like the elongated pointed head. The color palette again, like they've just done such a good job. The red with the, I don't know what you'd call it, like the light green blue, the aqua almost. Very nice, very nice. Yeah. Slashman. So here's Slashman. So this is what I was talking about earlier. I'm not a big fan of Slashman. I hate it. I like the end of his hair. He's got a little blade. He's got like, he reminds me of like Xianko, I think her name is, from Darkstalkers, who's like a Chinese vampire, I think. So this is a Na'vi that's inspired from China, I guess. Massive claws hidden in those sleeves, and that's the coolest part. I like the blades on top of his head. I like his shoulders are blades. Again, the blade at the end of his hair. He's got like pants, but that's a cool shot. I like that one. I don't love him. I don't hate him, but he knows what he's about and he portrays it extremely well. It's a great design, but they're not one of my favorites. No. Elekman. Erase Man. We've already talked about Elekman. Erase Man, I really don't care much for, to be honest. I really like the cross and the beast cross, but Erase Man himself, I don't much like, if at all. I think the legs and the feet are just too strange. Too strange. It's an interesting take that they've gone for a more like, or should I say, less physical like being. Like he's almost like a gas with like these armored segments on him. But I am not really a fan, to be honest. That one's pretty cool. I like that he's got no eyes. Whereas like, was it Junkman had like eyes and no mouth, and there was a few like that. This is the reverse. It's like now it's just a mouth with no eyes. That would have been an interesting take. Leave the eye on his chest, take away his eyes, give him the mouth. I like the larger, pointier shoulders in that one. I like that the feet look more like feet in this version. But in general, I'm not a big fan of Erase Man, just to be honest. I'm just really not. But yeah. As Chargeman, I love that Chargeman is a train. It's Chargeman, right? Yeah. Chargeman is just a train with arms. I love that. I'm not a train guy, but I love the designs that step away from the more humanoid look and just go for something else. And this is a perfect example of that. He looks fantastic. Tengu Man looks amazing. There's really not much to say. He's got like this bead-like thing going on. That's pretty cool. I like the large amount of his hair that he's got there. The fan hand. I feel like there's not too much to say about him. Tengu Man just looks really good. Looks really good. Is this Ground Man again? Yeah, Ground Man looks amazing. I love this. Huge drills. Massive hands. Huge treadmills. Doesn't even have a lower, like, doesn't have legs. Doesn't need him. He just charges into stuff. I think he looks fantastic. Dustman. I almost said Junkman. Dustman. I really like Dustman's design. I don't know what the things on the head are. They kind of look like hair, but that's a bit weird. But I like his like long flat teeth. The ones around his like mouth. I like that the chest has like a teeth-like design. The hands interlock. That's really cool. He looks great. His lower half looks a bit small by comparison to his upper body, but he looks great. I really like him. Yeah, there's his teeth. He looks awesome. That's not a great color palette though. His symbol's kind of weird. It's just like two T's next to each other. Is this Burn? No, this is Blast Man. I almost said Burn Man. I don't care for this guy, and I never have, to be honest. Blast Man, it just doesn't really do anything for me. It's as if like the fire type Navis peaked with like Fireman and Heatman, and then there hasn't been as good a fire Navi since. I'm trying to think of other fire Navis off the top of my head, but I can't think of any. But yeah, I just don't really care for this guy. That's weird. Dive Man looks fantastic. I love that his feet are the like the fans. He's got the pipe. That's a fantastic touch. I love that. He looks great. Really good design. His body looks a bit weird from that POV, but he's honestly really good. I really like him. Yeah, really good. Really like the design. I like that the orange on the chest pops against like the dark blue. Very cool. Is this Clown Man? I mean, it has to be. Circus Man. God, of course it is. I like that he's got 4 hands, but beyond that, I don't really care for it. I like that his eyes are stars. Big nose, actually. But yeah. I don't much care for it, but I'm not a huge fan of like the whole circus aesthetic in general anyway. The 4 hands, the disjointed is pretty cool. You don't see that often in these games, if at all. But yeah. Judgeman, I don't much care for Judgeman. I like the purple kind of looks nice against the vibrant blue. But I just don't care for him. I don't really care much for Element Man either, to be honest. Yeah, I don't care for Element Man. I'm gonna say this and I'll probably sound like a dick, but he kind of looks like a fan-made character, and they couldn't make up their mind on like what vibe they wanted to, like what they wanted to settle on, and they were just like, oh, we'll just give him everything. Yeah. Yeah, I'm guessing he was a fan-made character. I'm guessing Judgeman was as well. But yeah, is it Judgeman? I think it's Judgeman, isn't it? Yeah, I just don't care. I don't care for Judgeman or Circus Man or Element Man. Nah, not all. Right, Gregar looks so cool. The massive spines on the like the orange spikes, the ears pointing forward. The nice red like parts around his claws. He looks fantastic. God damn. Falza looks great. I like the blades on the sides of the head, the green on the chest. That pops quite nicely. The big claws. Very cool, very, very cool. Definitely my favorite of the two is absolutely Gregor. But they've done a fantastic job on Falzar, absolutely. Yeah, and I guess that's it. That's all the NetNav is. I could do the humans as well if you would like me to do that in the future. Let me know, and I'll do the characters like the Mr. Mac. I'll do all of this stuff and Anzap and all that. But thank you. Take care now. Bye bye.